Hey, we have sound. I can speak. But we have no sound from the game yet. Okay, so that worked again. Problem is not solved. Don't get your hopes up. So, problem is, I have no sound. Mic works. Some people in the Discord recommended trying to put the headset in a different audio output. Which I did. I had to swap some stuff around because I've used them all. But then I put it in a different audio output, different USB port. And it didn't work at all anymore. So I swapped them around again. At least I can talk to you. But yeah, suddenly my OBS was like, I'm not picking up your headset output. I can hear the sound. Well, not currently. I have to restart the game, I think. But like, it works fine for me. It's just that OBS Streamlabs is not picking up my game sound. Hang on, I'm not hearing anything right now. Oh, there we go. Hey, it works. Huh? It suddenly works. Your sound was just too low. No, it wasn't. So what did I do to fix it? I guess I swapped my mouse wireless receiver and my headset around in different USB ports. Swapped them back and now it works? Because I don't know. Because the thing is, Streamlabs could not recognize my headset as an output. Because I heard it myself, the noise, but Streamlabs didn't. And also, it could not send the sound of the intro to my headset, because I heard nothing. I don't think that will sound during the intro for you guys either, right? Unplugging and replugging is something I can fix it. I'd already done that. Like, I had restarted my PC, I had reinstalled OBS Streamlabs, I had, redone in the mixer, the desktop sound thing, I had replugged my headset. I had done that all. That's the first thing. Those are like the first things I tried. Restarted my computer. Restarted everything, basically. Well, we're a bit late. But, whatever. It works. Now I'm thirsty. Ugh. I don't think it's a Twitch problem, because I wasn't even live and nothing was showing up on my Streamlabs. That can hardly be a Twitch problem, right? That's all internal. Like, if we look at this, we can see speakers, thrust, GXT363 headset, that's my headset. Nothing was showing there. That's not the Twitch issue. Also, stream intro, it did show audio, but it was not outputting to my headset. For some reason. You're the programmer. I'm not a programmer. I've taken like a few coding courses in uni, but that's all. Well, it's working now anyway. Alright, today we're going to do that one. Tangle Woods by Blazing Empire. Objective to achieve a park value of at least 185k at the end of October year 3. Should not necessarily be difficult, but I don't really care about the difficulty of the goal. I just want to play. So. Oh, immediately we have a visitor. How rich are they? Guest 1. Well, we'll have to wait a little bit for guest 69 then. 65, eh? Name rights after technical problems. Name right like no audio. So, this is the thing. The scenario. It's a rather nice park. Lots of trees. And we have not a lot of rides available. Luckily we can always research more. How many shops and stalls do we have? Well, we have the essentials. I mean, really, the only essential is a food stall. Drink stalls and toilets are overrated. Is it me or should we hear rain? I'm not hearing any rain. And the sound effects work. Thank you for the 25 months, Xaak, and earlier for the 5 months, Nusse. Oh, by the way, Nusse, I have made that build that we need, which is 0.3.5, but with vanilla pricing rules. You hear rain? That's weird. Because I don't. I hear the rest of the sounds. Can you send it? Not yet, because I also first wanna build an alternate version of the plugin that uses the plugin, right pricing plugin that uses the same rules. Otherwise, it's not that useful for us. Are you using speakers or headphones? Headphones. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I hear it now. If I put the sound louder. Maybe I just did hear it, but kind of assumed it was some kind of background noise. I don't know. It's never happened to me before. By the way, I just learned how to make my own OpenRST2 builds. You know what that means, right? Not just to Nusse, but to everyone. It means I can do whatever the hell I want. And I've had this idea for at least a year. And it's a video called Rollercoaster Tycoon, but bad thoughts make guests explode. I can do that. I can do anything. Earlier I made a version where every mini suspended coaster had at least 200 excitement. Wait a minute. I was barely hearing that either. That's odd. There's something in the sound balance or something called reset. I'm hearing all the clicking sounds like normal. Oh well. We might see a merry-go-round actually explode if control failure. Well, you know, I'm not that great of a programmer. So, I can alter a little things, alter a few numbers, stuff like that. That's no problem. But, you know, as soon as I got to do anything big, anything more complicated, especially in C++, which I have no experience in. It's gonna be more difficult. You still need to name the park. Oh, that was also done, my bad. We can unpin the message, by the way. What was it? Name the park. I don't see a name that you said. Oh, the Deutsche Bahn experience. Okay, let me get the spelling correct. The Deutsche Bahn Experience. Because I don't know how to German. C++ is a doozy to get into. Well, the thing is, if you just keep it super simple, because all the code is already there, right? I just, for the exploding guests, I just got to find the bit in the bit that makes guests explode, like in the old cheat. There must be some code for that somewhere. And then paste that after every... after, you know, every bad thought. Something like that must work. I'll figure it out. And, you know, I'm experienced enough with programming things that with that kind of budging, that's a good word, budging, I can get quite far. Okay, maximum loan is not that high. Experience with knee. I thought it was some kind of German version of experience. That's why I went with it. Right. C++ has pointers down. Memory management in general. That's quite different from most other languages. I've done C. That was my first programming language I learned, actually. No, that's not true. I learned Python first. A little bit. Then I did nothing with it for a while, and then I learned C. This is a custom scenario. I thought RST was written in assembly. Is open not? No, thank God it's not. The original was, but open isn't. But you see, the thing is, I'm not planning to do any kind of crazy things for those, you know, kind of videos or live streams, right? I'm just doing, you know, doing like a combination of things that already exist. So I'll be like, you know, guests, okay, guests can explode. Well, then I'll just make them explode if they have bad thoughts. Or Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I don't know. A random write is deleted every 5 minutes. I should be able to code that. You know, take some, you know, add some function somewhere that goes off every however many ticks are in 5 minutes. Select a random write, get rid of it. And, you know, then I can just reuse the same code from the normal write deletion code. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? 69. I still need to kill 69. Are they here? No, not yet. Oh, 90s. No, it says 69. That was from 19 minutes ago. Well before we properly started playing. So, there was no video this week. Which is not because I've been slacking off. I've been doing nothing but work this week. I spent 6 days on a script. And it's magnificent. It's the biggest video I've ever written. Easily. Do we have water? Yes, we do. Of course we do. Does it have 7712 words? Yes. You are in the Discord. Yes, it's 7712 words. Which is quite a lot. My previous longest video, which is about if you can beat RST without building path, was 6002 words long, and that was 33 minutes. So if you do the math, you get to somewhere in the 42 minutes. Any hints to what it is? I'm trying to beat Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2, so all 146 scenarios, without guests ever going on rides. Junior Coaster doesn't have an exit path. Oh, so I see. Q-line TVs everywhere. They don't exist in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. Yeah, they'll find their way back eventually. I played a lot of Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 in order to make sure that they are actually all beatable. Now, I did not play them all. Because, you know, if you've done Funtopia, then you can also do Haunted Harbor. Then you can also do Fun Fortress. You can also do Future World. They're pretty much the same. But I did play quite a few. There are some tricky ones. Or maybe I just overlooked an easier way to do it. Who knows? Maybe I'm just stupid. How energetic or tired are you right now? I'm actually more energetic than I was about an hour ago. Because of this whole issue stuff, I guess. You know how this started, these issues? Because I'm not sure, but the thing I did that might have caused it is I swapped between different scenes in my OBS. I swapped to my Zoo Tycoon scene, not to stream Zoo Tycoon, but to test for something else. Then I swapped back, and after that nothing was, well, not nothing, but the headset situation was not working correctly. Call it tangled cables. I assume you mean this one. You know, that fits with the scenario as well. I mean, it's been renamed now, but it's Tangle Woods. Never do a tier list for each category of rides and stalls. I mean, I've done coasters and thrill rides, right? I've sort of done transport rights in my transport rights overview. I don't think a separate tier list is really necessary. I can do water rights and gentle rights. I plan to as well. I don't think stalls is really useful, if I'm honest. Earlier this week, someone rang my doorbell, and there was a young woman standing there, and she was like, "Hey, you want eggs? I've got eggs." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take some eggs." And then I had eggs. I had no idea who she was, never met her before. For free. Yeah, well, not many. Like 4. I mean, I'm telling it a bit weird. She lives a few doors away. She was basically, "Hey, I'm going on holiday for a while and I've got some eggs remaining. Do you want to take them off my hands?" Not a random. Well, I didn't know her, so... I mean, no, it was not like someone off the streets. And then you robbed her apartment. I never even left my own apartment to get the eggs. She brought them to my door. What are we getting? Roller coaster. What? Ooh, we got flying coaster earlier. What did we get before that? Flying saucers. We've already built that. How young or old was this person? Like 25? How's your egg cooking skill? I would say non-existent. Because, like, yeah, sure, I can cook an egg or I can bake an egg, but you don't really need skill for that. Like, I don't have any particular skill for making eggs. What were our personal interests? I don't know. It's not like we kept talking. He was all like, sure. My reaction was like, sure, I wasn't really hurting for eggs, but yeah, I'll take some eggs. And then she got her eggs. She gave me eggs. And then I said, "Have fun on your holiday." And then she left. I also said thank you somewhere in between. Since when is baking eggs a thing? Frying eggs. I mean, in Dutch we call it our word for baking. You know, in Dutch you both bake a cake and bake an egg. But our version of baking an egg, you know, een cake bakken, een ei bakken. Our version of baking an egg is simply what you call frying an egg. I kind of forgot that. Is you want the eggs back when you return? I hope not. I've not eaten them yet. You know, it's not impossible that someone who lives very close to me actually does watch the stream. It's not very likely, but it's not impossible. Although, it's a bit more likely that all the, most people here are around student age, between like 18 and 30. Let's see, we come from 49. We got plenty of space. We can also just, instead of eyeball it, just have the ghost test going on. Path in the way. Thank you for the sub, Jet7th. Did you already drown 69? I did. They are completely eradicated from life. Just as they should be. Drown guest 96, of course. Well, they're gonna live on for a little bit longer. So I kind of built myself into a... Well, no, actually, that works fine. Because if we... Okay, that doesn't quite work. If we do... What? Oh, we have one more tile. And then we do that. Yeah, now we can go behind here. Oh. No cash. Well, I can charge a lot more for this anyway. Let's go for 40, baby. Should probably advertise. Wait, hang on. Guess 96. Where's guess 96? Ah, damn it. They're on flying saucers now. You will die. Your fate has been sealed. Bye-bye. Okay, advertise for a ride. Advertise for that. That's how you make money. Advertise that. No, not the free entry, that's useless. That's how you properly make money. Let's see, I want to get them synchronized, so I do this for 4 weeks. And then the next one for 3 weeks. And then the other one for 2 weeks. There we go. Now Newcoaster cuts the microphone. That sounds like a very weird children's book about a microphone named Kut, which in Dutch is not appropriate for children. Is there a mod to add female guests, or is RCT a sausage fest? Well, your first issue there is assuming that all these guests are male. Like, these guests could be female. In fact, if you show their name... where's that? Estella M. That's a female name. Just a nice, short-haired female. Woman. Sounds a bit nicer, doesn't it? This is perfectly female guests. Didn't OpenRCT have Twitch names as guests? You need a plugin for that nowadays, and I don't have it installed. Right, what are the stats of this baby? 733, 752, 692. Nice. Why are you assuming someone named Estella is female? Have you not considered non-binary people? No, I actually thought that she was actually a he, but trans and hadn't changed their name yet. So, born female as Estella, now male still as Estella, because legal processes take a while. And for some reason, Rollercoaster Tycoon takes a legal name. Least favorite scenario goal. Finish these 5 goddamn coasters. I don't like it. I like building my own coasters. I like the whole build 10 coasters of a certain length thing. But I don't like finish these 5 coasters. And I don't know why, but I just don't. They're always in the most annoying positions, the stations. Even when they're not, it's still annoying me because I didn't get to choose. There I go again, with the purple and the orange. By the way, the reason actually that I was messing around with my scenes on what's it called, on OBS Streamlabs, is because I was thinking about streaming Pokemon actually. I was kind of wanting to do a Pokemon Platinum run. On stream. Nothing really special in particular, just a normal run. Was it going to be Max's Special Platinum? No. I got an emulator and I got it to work. It was nearly stream time and I couldn't be bothered to hurry with all the settings, so I was like, I'll do that another time. Wait. What footpath? What do you mean? Why is there a footpath there? And why is there a guy there? Why is guest 10 there? How did he get here? What did I do that? What up? Huh? Drown him, good idea. Because you forgot an exit. Yeah, but still, why is the path there? Hang on, I gotta know. New game. I gotta know if I built that path there or whether it's already there. It's already there. I did not build that. Good. I'm not going mad. I mean, I am mad, but different kind of mad. Advertising. How did the guys get there? Yeah, that was because I've gotten an exit path from the junior coaster earlier. I just kind of wandered. Yep-a-dap-a-dap-a-dap-a-doo. Yap-a-dap-a-dap-a-doo. Yap-a-dap-a-doo. Ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo. That's how we all wander around, like. Yap-a-dap-a-doo. Yap-a-dap-a-doo. Every time I go from one room to another in my apartment, I sing that. And you're lying to me if you say you don't. Everyone does that. It's a universal experience. Ooh, we just got the inverted impulse coaster, which I'm not particularly a fan of. It's kind of a boring coaster. It always does the same. Look at this. We got a bit of nice flowery fun. I didn't notice the guest on that path fragment in the new part, but he must have been there. No, he wandered over there. That was my mistake, but the path was already there. That's not my mistake. Oh, we unlocked a lot of roller coasters. Not a single gentle ride, but we did get a lot of color roasters, including the single rail roller coaster. By the way, do any of you have ideas for, you know, now that I can make my own custom builds, any ideas for what I could make for a crazy thing? Theoretically, I can code whatever I want. Realistically, it has to be simple, because I'm not that good of a programmer. Better hardline coaster. I mean, that's not that interesting, to be honest. Like, you change a few numbers and you're like, ooh, stats be different, and then that's it. Change the soft gas caps on right. That's also a bit boring. Thank you for the 15 months, Klawazowski, for all the continued support. So no parks with swimming guests who can't drown. I mean, I could maybe, you know, make it so that if guests start drowning, they teleport to the path tile in front of the entrance. Maybe I could do that, but yeah, something like that would probably be near or at my limit. Drowning guests increases your park rating. Yeah, that's the thing I could do. You have to change a few numbers around. You know, make the casualty penalty a positive instead of a negative. Just make everything negative except the casualty penalty. That's actually quite interesting if you think about it. Everything here is negative except the casualty penalty is positive. No, negative except the casualty penalty. So you need to drown a lot of guests or kill a lot of guests to keep your park rating up. But you of course do that in a park rating goals or park guest goal scenario. So you have to both keep your park rating up and get guests, but you have to drown guests or crash them to keep your park rating up. There might be something interesting there. Invert the nausea stats, so gentle ride make guests the most sick and vice versa. And food lowers bathroom while guests are compelled to visit the restroom, which increases it. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. You can indeed, you know, I can do kind of a bigger thing with ride stats. Indeed, just change a lot of values around. Oh, it won't make this. And then we'll just go towards the station. It would be fun to designate guests as VIP so they could get discount rides or a free food item or something. Well, that's outside of my abilities. So, that ain't gonna happen, Chief. $4.20. I'll see if they're still here. They haven't been drowned, but they might have otherwise left. Nope, still here. Not for long though. Bye-bye. Oh, also, I found a way to beat some scenarios with only a balloon stall. I think that works. Info kiosk works. Balloon stall should work too. Thank you for the 3 months, Bezita Zita. And no, it's not Forest Frontiers where you basically just doesn't matter what you have, you just need the stall to get a little bit of park rating, and you can get the 250 guests anyway. That doesn't count. I know something that fits your style and humor. The more guests use the restroom, the more they want to visit the lemonade stall. Specifically, lemonade stall due to a surplus of available lemonade. And we could do something like that. I don't know if lemonade stall specifically. Maybe I could make them head for a lemonade stall if they've used the bathroom. But as I said, I have no experience with this. As I try to mess about with certain stuff, I'll get experience. I can of course also ask for help. Hey! All hail Satan! All hail Satan! All hail Satan! We have 6.66 excitement! All hail Satan! It is a multiplayer server. No, it's not. Ooh, yelling about Satan got me a subscriber. Well, thank you, Humlobs. Look, you were here last stream as well, I believe, so... You're not entirely new. You're not like, ooh, it's a random guy screaming about Satan. I gotta subscribe. Maybe that pushed you over the edge, though. I'm glad. Home alone. Ooh, 450 is a good quote. You know, I'm home alone right now as well, because I live alone. Sad face. Now, but I lived at my parents' place for a little while. And I also streamed during that time, a few years ago. And they must have heard some weird stuff. Me yelling about dying or whatever. Thank you for the gifted sub, Striker Beast. I'm home alone if you only count humans. I have 2 cats here too. I mean, yeah, but the cats don't care about you yelling or hearing someone yell about Satan. I mean, some humans wouldn't care either. Gary needs more quotes. Don't quote that, that's lame. Because I'm quoting someone else there. That's a quote of a quote. And it wasn't, although those weren't even my words. You know, as a kid, I liked this wall more. Because it was brighter, more vibrant. Nowadays, I prefer this one more, because it, I don't know, kind of looks more realistic to me. More authentic. Alright, see ya, Feta Frosh. We don't do Santa with Christmas. I'm Dutch. We do Sinterklaas with... well, Sinterklaas. I saw your comment about no entry sign at the exits. Yeah, from, hang on. Open RST... from this guy. So it's the channel OpenRST2 tutorials. And it's a really useful channel. It's a really good channel. Talked to the guy as well, like a few months ago. I said I appreciated his work. Which I do. And I watched this video.
Welcome back.
Shut up. Don't talk during my stream. I was watching this video. And the second trick, I'll show you actually up myself. Let's see if I can force the thing. Yes. No. Hang on. I'll force the issue so that we then have a reason to solve it. Oh, hang on, needs to be a little bit higher. Because it was a useful trick that, funnily enough, I came up with sort of as well just a few hours before I watched that video. Okay. Is that... it's not happening. Why is it not happening? Oh, there we go. Did you see that guest? He was walking into the exit and then walked back. He's walking into the exit again. I don't really want guests walking into the exit. Purple guy as well. So what you can do is that guests no longer consider this to be a junction now, it's just a corner in the path. And that's really clever. You know what I thought up this method for? Not for exit, so that was new to me, which is why I really appreciated it. But for queue lines. Believe it or not, it was yesterday. I had a problem with guests trying to enter queue lines that were already at the maximum limit of 255. And because of that, they were not getting to the other, still empty queue lines in the back of the park. So, like, they were all entering these queue lines and then just walking back again. Trying to enter them and then walking back again when they couldn't. When in fact, I wanted them here to enter this queue line. So I just put a bunch of no entry signs in front of the queue lines and it worked. I spelled a wild mouse. The queue lines themselves have a maximum capacity. Yes. Well, not anymore, if you play open. But in Vanilla it's 1000. Vanilla RST2. And in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, it's 255. By the way, did you know that, it's fairly well known that the sprite limit in in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 is 9601. Or 10,000, depends on a bit kind of what number you use. But the usable is 9,601. Yeah, a lot of you might know that. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, it's only 5,000 or 4,601. Because it still has 399 unusable ones. Now, Blackpool Pleasure Beach has a guest goal of 3,500. Which means that you only have about 1,100 left for staff and ride vehicles and ducks. Oops, doesn't make it. Maybe if we increase the chain lift speed, they'll make it. Does the guest count stop at 99,999? No. In OpenRST2, the new limit is 65,535. Subtract 399, so 65,136. If you open up an empty park and then do the large tram to spawn 250 guests every time, you won't get more than 65,136 guests. Why is it 399? I don't know. Those sprite slots are used for something else. That they're always used. I don't know what for. I don't really care. I just know it's 399. Some kind of technical bullshit, I guess. Name a ride of your choice. Hang on, what was that? Hillside. Well, whoever died on this, Hills Satan. But yeah, there are all kinds of limits. There's a ride limit, 255 rides. It's 1,000 now. The other coaster, you mean this one? What do you call a homosexual devil? Gaten. Hey. It keeps crashing. Just make it wait for full load only. It's got stats. 6.12, 7.91, 4.48. Or slow on that hill. Oh, I know why it's crashing. Hey, it's got lower excitement now. I probably removed some trees while the path is not in a position to add extra. Huh, I thought it would have been higher because coasts are closed and stuff. There we go, now it easily makes it. Slayton. Yeah, that's a fabulous gay devil. That is Slayton. You know what, we might as well use the jungle entrance for this park. Unless there's brakes failure, then it might crash, but who cares? What's life without a little risk? Am I right, fellas? And what's the female version of fella? Fellet? That sounds a bit too much like fellatio to me. Why are we only unlocking coasters? Well, and the flying saucers, I guess. But why are all the coasters first? I just stop researching roller coasters. Girly pop, that's actually femmies. Fellas and femmies. But femmies sounds like a diminutive, which sounds like you're not taking women as seriously. It's like when you say, there's a subreddit for that, it's like men and females, something like that. And that's for instances where people say men and then females, which usually is a bit demeaning to women, right? It's not very nice. Or men and girls. Sorted by type. I have no idea what that's. Oh, that was the thing. The research. I forgot what we were on about. So yeah. Yeah, I mean it's the order that Blaze put it in. I always say friends, gender neutral. I mean guys is kind of gender neutral. Dudes is gender neutral. You know, I have a big friend group still from uni. We're with 8 people, and one of them, you know, 7 boys, 1 girl. But it's still kind of the boys. Well, I mean, usually we just say kangaroo. Oh, need to delete some of this for advertising money. Because we call our friend group, the 8 of us, the kangaroos. Or, well, kangaroo, Dutch word for kangaroo. Kangaroo madness. I'm not sure. I wasn't there when they thought of it. But, yeah. And it goes, you know, it goes so far that, you know, if I mention it to, for example, my mom or another friend, I might say, you know, I had a day with the kangaroos, and they know what I mean. Drown guest 545. It's really lovely that we still have a big friend group from uni. It was from when we all started studying astronomy nearly 10 years ago. And, you know, throughout the years there have been periods where one or multiple of us, including me at some point, was kind of not in the group anymore. Because I went through a really bad time. It was in like 2016, 2017. But eventually we all kind of got back. And it still exists. We don't see each other that often, but, you know, when someone either maybe has a birthday or we just want to have an excuse to get together, like we did Lord of the Rings marathon at some point. Every now and then we get together with the entire group. And it's always fun. I still get beers with friends I studied math physics with at my junior college, now in PhD. Yeah. And that's great that, you know, that I'm still have those friends. And I'm not great friends with all of them. Like, a few I basically only ever see in the context of that friend group. I mean, I can go well with them, but it's not like we ever hang out together. But a few I'm quite good friends with. There's one guy there who I know would go through fire for me and vice versa. Now, you know what we need here? A water splash. It's as good as a break. Now we don't need brakes anymore. Can you read our horoscopes? I used to sometimes read the horoscopes in the newspaper when I was little. Not because I actually believed in them, because I just kind of liked reading them. And then forgetting about them 5 minutes later. You know, I was thinking about perhaps going to, like, you know, similar thing, like one of those palm reading sessions. Because I've seen, like, videos of it on YouTube and it seems relaxing. And I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe that, you know, reading your palms can predict your future or something like that, but I don't know, maybe they'll say something which I'll think about, huh? Or maybe it's just relaxing. Yeah, astrology is not astronomy, I know that. Okay, let's actually use this end of the path as well. It's well a nice side friction. Carrie, can you do a poll? To see whether people would tune in to me playing Pokemon Platinum? I'm kind of curious. Are you missing away from the exit? Am I missing an exit? Oh, look at that, I am. Thank you. Just in time as well, because there come the guests. Hey, they're all buying photos. Wait a minute, that means that they've bought a souvenir after their first time on a ride. I thought they had to ride it multiple times, but I guess it still holds true that they don't buy a souvenir after they've ridden just one ride. Because I found that with balloons and stuff as well. They need to have ridden at least 2 rides, in my experience, before they buy any souvenirs. Umbrellas and maps don't count. They have different rules. Seems like Carrie is not here at the moment to make a poll. I don't know how the poll function works. I can't make my own. I could look it up, but I don't wanna. Ah, welcome back, Harry. Hope you have a nice snack. I kind of wanted just to ask, would people tune in if I did a playthrough of Platinum? Pokemon Platinum. Can you still extort guests for maximum money on umbrellas when it's raining? Yes. That's not going away. The good old corporate business structure where the boss doesn't know the polling machine works. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I don't know that I probably should know. Oh well. Carrie will solve it for me. I mean, like, I never tried to make a poll, and then at some point, someone, Max or whoever, I don't know, was like, just randomly started making polls, and I was like, alright, then we'll just do that, I guess. Thank you, Carrie. You just do poll. Yeah, but you have to, like, put in thing, like, I don't know the exact syntax. Is it a comma or something else between options? I guess you do the question first. Or do you get, like, a menu? I don't know. I could figure it out. It's not difficult. Oh, window pops up. Well, that's even easier. I mean, yeah, like I said, I could figure it out. Just look up a tutorial, but I just didn't want to. It's not a joke against you. It's literally so common. I tell you what I don't know. But I don't know what I don't know. Fair enough. I guess I know most of the important stuff because I mean, I do everything myself for YouTube, so. I kind of know my shit. Okay, give me some answers. If I released a video, thumbnail is kind of like a sad crying guest with a balloon that they've just let go of floating away. That's a thumbnail, and the title is I built the saddest park in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, or something with the saddest park in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. With a thumbnail of a crying guest with a balloon floating away from them. What would you think is the video about? I'm very curious to hear that for a particular reason. Not because I'm planning to make it. Building boring rides, bad scenery. Depressing scenery and boring rides. Boring rides, bad park management. Pretty much, right? That's obvious. What if I told you that someone suggested that title and thumbnail combination, and that someone, it's a YouTuber themselves, for my video about beating Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 with guests not being allowed to go on rides? Basically, I was like, the title, can you beat Roller Coaster Tycoon without guests going on rides? It was a little bit long. It was getting cut off in some kind of in some configurations of like YouTube recommendations and stuff. So it was a little bit long. So I put it to the group of YouTubers and I was like, can you like make it shorter but still get the essence? And some people were, you know, removing a certain word and I was like, yeah, that kind of works. I can see that. Thank you. And then one of them was like, I built the saddest park in Roller Coaster Tycoon. And I was like, how? How does that work? I don't get it. That does not convey the idea of the video at all. And I'm not making that video. I mean, I might maybe in the future if I can think of something good, but yeah, clickbait. Yeah, but that doesn't even clickbait. I would click on the title. I would click on my title. I would click on "Can you beat Roller Coaster Tycoon without guests going on rides?" I would not click on the saddest park in Roller Coaster Tycoon. That sounds like some, you know, some streamer who thinks they're funnier than they are. Content. Which, to be fair, is almost all live streamers, including probably me. Yeah, it sounds like a spiffing Brit title. And I'm not a fan of the spiffing Brit. I don't really dislike him either, but I'm not a fan. RCT2 no rides challenge. Some people did do that. They did suggest that. The problem is I'm building tons and tons of rides. So that's inaccurate. So I don't fault you for not knowing that and not realizing that. But, you know, if you knew the video, then you would have known. So, yeah. Guests just aren't allowed to go on them. I do appreciate... Oh yeah, I completely forgot to look at the answers of the poll. I got distracted. What were the poll answers? So yes and don't know are tied. Can I see the result of the previous poll? Because I don't see them. I mean, I see that I can see that the poll ended, but I can't click on anything to see the results. They both have 38%. That's not bad. I mean, I'll probably just give it a shot at some point, just to see how well people like it. If people watch me do Stardew Valley, they'll probably watch me do Pokemon. Similar enough, right? I mean, not really, but kind of different than a shooter. Like Call of Duty would be very different. Some of the people I follow for other games have interesting thumbnails and I don't want to click them. Now, I try to keep my thumbnails very visually simple. Like 1 or 2 objects and then, you know, maybe like 3 words. Something like that. And very clear and to the point. We kind of need more money to build our vertical drop coaster. Are we still advertising? So I've got a week left. Some people should do an RCT2 no park challenge. What would that even entail? How would that work? Also, by the way, I've kind of been working along with, of course, Nusse, and I'm not sure if it's possible and it works, but we've kind of been working on a way to beat scenarios with only one path tile and nothing else. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it might. Stream Theme Hospital. I've never played it before though. So maybe. The streaming games I've never played, you know, kind of Stardew Valley, that kind of worked. But I do like streaming games I've played because it's a bit easier. And I guess it's also because you think about what do I do as a streamer, right? Well, I stream Roller Coaster Tycoon, that's the main thing I do. And I'm the expert. That's kind of my role. When I stream a game I don't play, I'm not the expert. So that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult for me. And in Pokemon Platinum, I would be the expert. Not as much of an expert as I am with Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I still know lots about every Pokemon. I know type resistance and effectiveness, and I know moves, I know natures. You know, I know all the Gen 4 Pokemon and stuff. So I'm expert enough. I think Sims creators are the worst with thumbnails. The exception of the one person I've paid to subscribe to. Who is that? Now I'm kind of curious. Streaming other theme park games sounds like a cool avenue to branch out of RCT2 content. I've done RCT3 a few streams, and I've done Parkitect, and I've played Planet Coaster, but not streamed it. The thing is, I didn't particularly like Parkitect. The same kind of goes for Planet Coaster. Didn't really dislike him, but I didn't really like him either. What's the best way to go about this? You know what? I have an idea. Sam and Bean is my favorite Sims creator. Let's have a little look. You were specifically talking about the thumbnails, right? I mean, I don't know any other... I don't know any other Sim creators. I don't know how good this is, but... I do like these thumbnails. They're not overly dramatic. I like this how to loft thumbnail. Looks good. I've always seen people make crazy facial expressions in their thumbnails. Oh, you mean like Mr. Beast stuff? I do watch Mr. Beast, but I mean, to be honest, you know, this last one is not that crazy. Neither is the Abandoned City one. This is just a smile. It's a bit of a weird smile. It's touched up a lot, but a lot of these are not that crazy. I mean, some are, but you have some people that are, you know, in every video, like they're super open mouth, kind of like oh my god face. I don't necessarily want to dunk on that. I mean, if it gets 10 views, then I guess fair enough. But it's also not something I will really do. You know what I will never forget? People like to dunk on reaction YouTubers, right? They'll just take some videos, play them in their entirety, and then be like, haha, funny thing go funny. And one of these, I mean, there was a Sniper Wolf versus Jack's Film Saga. Sniper Wolf's one of those. Another one was Azzyland. Is Azzyland? I don't know. I don't watch her, but Jack's Films did a collaboration with her. And they reacted to a couple of her videos, and Jack was like saying, I like what you did here, I don't like what you did here, because Jack doesn't like those reaction YouTubers. And those clips were grating to watch for me. Her voice was like the you know, sounded like super unintelligent, like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. You know, that kind of standard stuff, and over the top reactions. But then in the video with Jack, you know, where they were both reacting to her stuff, she was just normal, well spoken, intelligent. It was such a big difference. You know, she was actually a pleasure to listen to. Because she was so well spoken and articulated. But I could not for the life of me ever listen to her YouTube videos. Hey, we got it right. Welcome, brothers Kamara. And others. We got 9k. If we advertise a bit more, that should be enough for a vertical drop coaster. Welcome to my park. It's called, well, sort of called Tangle Land, and also called the Deutsche Bahn Experience. You gotta sound angry, you know. German always sounds angry. And this is the park we have so far. It's not that spectacular, but you know, we got a few coasters. Got some flowers. Some flat rides. And a lot of rain, apparently. I was just playing this in OpenRST2. Wait, this? Oh, so you meant the exact scenario. You did Iceberg Islands. Because this is a custom scenario. Would have been crazy if you had to happen to pick the same custom one. But no, Iceberg Islands, that makes sense. Iceberg Islands is an interesting one. I struggle with that one lately. Because I tried to do some crazy thing in it. Yeah, the ice is a bit rough on the ice. Rough on the ice. That is true. Yeah, there's something to that, because in my videos I rarely ever have ice. Especially not in the opening shots. I will never ever have ice in the opening shots. Unless I'm like doing one specific challenge for an ice level. If I ever do that, then of course I will, but it just doesn't look that nice. I mean, it also kind of still looks charming because it's a Roller Coaster Tycoon, but in this kind of videos it doesn't look particularly great. Reaction videos are great if they actually have an expert react to stuff. The GameSpot videos with Jonathan Ferguson are great. Okay, I don't know those videos, but I do agree. I like watching the charismatic voice. Because, you know, voice coach reacts to, singer reacts to. That's incredibly popular, you know. Everyone and their mom does it who can sing a little bit, basically. Charismatic voice is an ex-opera singer. I mean, kind of still is, but her main thing is now YouTube videos, I believe. Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, she is just amazing. She reacts to all kinds of music. I discovered her because she reacted to Nightwish, so symphonic metal. But has also gone the, you know, Metallica, which is more thrash metal. There's a lot of like pop stuff, rock stuff. Has done, I mean, we'll basically do anything if it's well requested. And a lot of her thing is also that she listens to a certain song for the first time. For example, she did Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine for the first time. Now, she said she'd probably heard it before somewhere at some point in her life, but didn't actually know the song. Exit way. Oh, I did. I promise I'm not doing this on purpose, I just get distracted. Alright, see ya, Kamara. What's OpenRCT2? Basically, I mean, it's called a re-implementation and whatever, but it's basically a mod that just makes the game a lot better. Easier to play, with HD resolution and stuff. Lots of quality of life improvements, higher limits, yada yada yada. I'd love to see you react to some ice skating videos. Well, the thing is, I have seen pretty much every ice skating video there is on YouTube. So, and not just once. I've seen them all multiple times. So it would not be a first time reaction in any kind of way. Like if it's a professional long track speed skating, I know of pretty much all results since 2005. And also a lot from like the 8 years before that. I could analyze it, I guess. But I can't analyze technique, because I'm not a skater, I don't know I know a bit about technique, like more than the average person, I guess, but that's not something I can necessarily analyze. There was someone who did that, but he sadly passed away, so he's not making any more videos. But an individual by the name Jeff Kleiber used to do that. And they were very nice and informative videos. Also, I have a feeling that most of my audience wouldn't care. Because a lot of the, you know, a lot of speed skating is about lap times, right? The way I watch speed skating, I mean, it's about exciting races, of course. But it's also, a lot of it, you know, speed skating is a very statistical sport. So at lap times, it's about final time, you know, comparing times between different tracks. And, you know, the one with the fastest time wins. And if you don't have any of that kind of context when you go into such a video, you wouldn't really get it. Like, if I were to now start up a few of the, you know, for example, one of Enrico Fabrice's races, then we could watch it. But I would have to explain so much about why that race is special. It wouldn't really be worth it. And that's because most of you never watch speed skating. The trick is to just pretend to be really excited. Yeah, I can't do that. I mean, of course, I amp myself up a little bit for videos and stuff, so my excitement level is a bit higher than it would usually be if I would explain something to you face to face. But be like, acting like you've never seen a video before, and then be like, oh my god! I can't do that. I have a feeling that loop there at the bottom might be painful. Oh well, we'll see. Ouch. I don't know about genuinely acting surprised, but that camp surprised might be fun. I mean, like a personality around that, like a persona. That might actually be fun, yeah. Just, you know, something over the top. When something's really obvious, right? Like, oh my god, did that just happen? No, no, never. Oh, I didn't see that one coming. No, ooh, what a twist. I mean, I can't keep that up. What a lovely little vertical drop coaster this is. Let's advertise for it. I want people to ride it. We have still not researched the water, right? Damn, the water rides are really far down. We've researched a few good thrill rides and some gentle rides. Which is nice. You don't like exit pass today? I'm seriously not thinking about that. I don't know what it is. Luckily this crooked heist doesn't need one. I mean, I'm not forgetting them everywhere. It seems like I'm doing it on purpose. You know, once or twice, sure, but how, like 4 times this stream? Is there usually an order in which you research? I mean, I usually just kind of do gentle, coaster and thrill, and sometimes also water. The order is predetermined for every scenario. If you go to inventions list, this is the order. Starts at the top, goes to the bottom. God, there's a lot to still be researched. You know, right now there are 2 stalls at the top, but we don't research them, so they get skipped. But if we now go back to everything, we'll only really get the ones we haven't done. Because we did a lot of roller coasters and we're now doing gentle thrill and water. Which means that we skipped all the shops and stalls and scenery. So if we now go back to everything, it'll start at the top, taking everything into account. So for a while we'll only get shops and stalls and scenery, because that's what we skipped earlier. Why did I not know that that button existed? Well, it is OpenRST2. Basically, this is the cheat menu. And there's kind of the, you know, cheat menu here. But there's also a lot of other things. Like this is the tile inspector, which you can do funky things with. Like make stuff invisible. That kind of stuff. Copy things. Then you have object selection. If I'm like, hey, I want green water, I can have green water. Or pink water. Orange. Whatever. Or if I like a daisy lamp. Ooh, now I have a daisy lamp. You know, that kind of stuff. And then be like, ooh, daisy, 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 daisy. Then you have inventions list, which we just showed. I can also, you know, drag stuff around here if I want to. You can do anything. Scenario options. I can change anything here. And objective selection. I can literally change the objective. Basically, in Open Roller Coaster Tycoon, you can change anything. Because these four are kind of just the the windows that you go past, the stages that you go through when you're making a custom scenario. You also have map stuff. So you do enable sandbox mode, then you go to the map, and then you get that as well. You know, you can give yourself land, you can move the entrance, you can move guest spawn points, change the map size. You can do all of that. And then, you know, you turn off sandbox mode and it goes back to a normal map. You also have no support limit, which is kind of self-explanatory. And disable clearance checks, which means that nothing checks anymore whether something is in the way. So I'd be like, pumpkin, bitches. And now they walk through a pumpkin. Now, if you're just doing normal scenario play, that's kind of cheating. Although zero clearance you can also just use for scenic stuff, in which case it's not really cheating, but you know. But if you're just, you know, doing some experiments or making a, you know, a park with some kind of goal, or, you know, just a beautiful park where you don't care about playing by the rules, just want to build the most beautiful park, then that's incredibly useful. You created your whole scenario, then you're like, shit, forgot ATMs. No problem. You just enable them. You'll be like, oh, I forgot that bit of land. Oh, you just give yourself it. Oh, I did pay per ride instead of pay for entry. No problem, mate. You can change anything. It's so very, very useful. Makes everything so much easier. And now, especially for me, because I do a lot of testing. You know, in my videos, a lot of the shots in my videos are not normal parks. I mean, a lot are, but a lot is a specific setup for like a scene where guests go on rides and pay this much, and next time they pay that much, or comparing a wooden to a looping coaster, to a this, to a that, to, you know, that kind of stuff. And I use so many cheats to set that up, like the cheat menu. I change the date, I add money, I change between no money and money. You know, I cheat the stats of the guests to make them all need to take a pee, something like that. You know, ignore intensities, disable vandalism, disable littering. Give them money, spawn in guests, remove guests, all stuff I use on the regular. Never-ending marketing campaigns, so bloody useful if you just need to have the marketing campaigns all on and don't want to be bothered by that. Disable weather changes, so useful. Clear grass is useful if I want to remove the tall grass from a shot, because I don't like it. And a lot of these things, disable ride breakdowns, very useful. You know, if you want to faff about with rides, show operating modes, it means you can have a launched observation tower. Unlock operating limits means you can launch it at 900 kilometers an hour. Show vehicles from other track types, allows you to put an observation tower on a vertical drop coaster. Build and pause mode, chain lifts on all track pieces. You know, even in scenarios, you sometimes have those indestructible rides, like the ones you can't remove or alter. No problem. Just click on, just enable all destructible. You can now sell all those historic rides. Even that. You can literally do anything. And it's amazing. I saw vandalisms. I don't think I have enough staffs. Yeah, because I saw lots of pukies as well. Alright, this is also an OpenRST2 exclusive thing. Highlight path issues. Disables everything else and makes you see where the vomit is, where the vandalism stuff is, and I need to fire my staff, of course. Where the fill bins are. There's everything, really. Oh, and we haven't even started with plugins. Bloody plugins. Do you have any idea how useful plugins are? I'm not using any right now, I believe. I mean, technically, maybe the right price manager plugin is on, but it doesn't do anything because we're charging for the entrance. Finish fixing the car right, you idiot, or I can fire you. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look at some plugins. OpenRST2 statistics. This is a new one. It doesn't check very much, but it checks how long you've been playing it and how long you've been playing this scenario. Now, I have 281 hours with the game open. I installed this plugin on March 24th, 3 weeks ago. 21 days ago, 22 days ago maybe. It's not like I let my computer run overnight. I shut it down every night. I've been doing not much, but I mean, to be fair, sometimes I do something in the morning in OpenRST2, take the rest of the day off, but leave it open and then do something in the evening again, so I kind of still have it open all day. So, you know, it's not entirely accurate. Inspect park rating, I use so much. It's incredibly useful. Not necessarily, I don't really need it very much for myself. Because, yeah, I know how it works very well. And I can usually see what's wrong with my park just from looking at it. But for visualizing it, you can exactly see what's happening. You know, I can pull this up in a video and be like, you see that 500 from Happy Guests? That's where we get the park rating for. Or in streams. It's so bloody useful. Peep editor. Yeah, that allows you to do all kind of crazy stuff. I was going to select a staff member, but we don't have any. But what I can do, for example, with the peep editor is make all the guests wear bright blue shirts. Or make them all paint. Look at that. They're all painting. Make them all wow. They just think wow. Make them all wave. The rain is kind of messing with it, I think. Conditions. I'm not sure what that is. I might have an old version of it. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with this. Then you have the edit ride vehicles. Oh, you see this? Hang on. Oh, we have the car ride. Hang on, that'll work. Now it's a double deck cab. Oh. That didn't work exactly as intended because the double deck cabin is not powered. Hang on, what is powered? Horses? No, horses is not powered. Our haunted house. Ghost train cars. Those are powered. There we go, it works. Although this one will probably crash it at the end. Max speed. Make it faster. Make it faster. Make it faster. And it crashes. Oh, you can do so much more than I know with this. Then you got bench warmer, which kind of doesn't work anymore. But it places automatically benches and bins and stuff for you. Consistent guest stats. This one is useful. This one is very useful. I use this for videos. Because what this does, if I enable this, now their toilet value is updated to 0 every day. Now if I do this the other way around, it's updated to the maximum every day. Now they all need to pay. Let's make it 0 for them. And you can change the interval. You can do every tick, which is a bit laggy. You'll notice if I start to speed up. Or you can do it even monthly. But daily is usually enough. And you have destroy path furniture, which, well, will do exactly that. You have explode guests, which will explode a portion of your guests, like 10%, 15%. I can hire staff again, by the way. I found edit right vehicles to be a bit crash prone. Genesis Orbit. That was only one time when I used it and I was doing some stuff that made it crash. That's a long time ago. It's like a year ago. There was like a particular car on a particular ride. None really make my game crash, but I don't really use many plugins. Like a lot that I use are just kind of passively in the background. Like inspect park rating, I use a lot, but this can't really crash the game, right? What's next? Force visualizer. That's an interesting one. So if we use this one, just called vertical drop coaster 1, we visualize the forces. Green will be nice forces, yellow will be decent forces, and and red will be kind of excessive forces. So yeah, these loops are red, mostly the bottom one. So it's kind of useful to, to get your laterals if you don't know where your problem is with your laterals. Stuff like that. Yeah, kind of useful. I don't use it that much. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Razion. Then we have live ride measurement, which is occasionally incredibly useful for me. For example, wooden roller coaster. I mean, it's kind of skipped the beginning. It starts from wherever you start when you use it. But it's just tracking all the stats of the ride live. All the stats you see. And I've used this in a video to illustrate how the ride, like when you have like a long thing of car, I can just do this. Hang on. Just increase that a little bit. That'll work. So if we use the live ride measurements. No, alright. Okay, there we go. Log flume, log flume, log flume. Okay, very good. I use this to illustrate how when a car is waiting outside of a station, the length still goes up. You can see it under 31, 32, 33, 34. Works perfectly. And it's very useful for stuff like this, the live route measurements. It's not, I don't really use it often for myself, but every now and then in a video it turns out to be useful. I like that. Dallas Staff Manager. It's made by someone called Dallas, that's why it's called that. It's very useful if you want to get a lot of staff. And you can't be asked to hire them all by hand. If you want to get 1,000 entertainers, you just hire 10 and then click double entertainers a couple of times. And you'll be at 1,000 in no time. Like, double all staff? Ooh, now we got 40 entertainers. Double again? 80 entertainers. It's expensive, but... Let's fire them. Oh, you know, fire all staff. There we go. I can't fire these because he was fixing something. Very, very useful. What else we got? Price Manager. Yeah, it is enabled. Doesn't do anything right now, but it's very useful. If you pay for the rides, this will automatically charge whatever the maximum is that guests will pay. You know, you have a lot of options. You can make transport rides free, because that's a useful thing. Enable good value pricing, which is just a fourth of what they'll pay. Lazy tax to punish yourself because you're lazy. You can limit the prices to something, which I sometimes use. You know, you can do shop stall management as well. You can entry park fee management, which I never use, but you can use it if you want to. Yeah, the music pitch changed. I heard that too. I was like, what is that? And you have Scenery Manager, which is incredibly powerful. I don't use it very much. Very rarely I use it. But it's been useful occasionally for me. You can do so much with this. It's ridiculous. I don't know half the things, or even a tenth of the things you can do with this. There are probably some whiz kids out there who know a lot about how this works. But yeah, very useful. It's basically, you can save scenery templates with it. That's, I think, was kind of the original idea for it, and then it's expanded so much for all the other stuff. I recommend it, even though I don't use it myself. Soft guest cap calculator is very useful if you want to know what the soft guest cap of your park is. Mine is 997 at the moment. And ride stat requirements. I never use it. I kind of know most of them by heart. It'll be like launched free fall. Oh, it doesn't have any ride stat requirements. Log flume. Ride stat requirements. Highest drop height 4 meters. Why do we have... Oh, this is... Here I can select a specific one of my rides, and at the bottom I can just select a ride type. Flying coaster. Number of drops 2. Maximum speed 57 kilometers per hour. Max negative G's 0.40. Inversions 1. Asterisk not required if inversion present. Hang on. Let me check. I think this might be wrong. This feels wrong. That maximum speed is definitely wrong. Those are never that high. Ride requirements. Hang on, let me go here. And I have a link saved somewhere. Okay, let's have a look. Doesn't log flume require minimum length? No. Yeah, it's only 36. Hang on, did they... 36 times 50... No, times 1.6. Yeah, they took the 36 as miles per hour and translated it to kilometers. That's what they did. And now it's 36 kilometers per hour. I mean, that's what I know, but I know most of them by heart. I'm immediately able to spot the mistake. I'll be honest, my original thing was maybe I thought the number of drops would also cancel out, because it usually does with an inversion nullification thing, but it actually doesn't here. Let's see, inverted impulse 57, side friction 28, yeah, that's wrong too, right? Side friction, yeah, it's 18. Alright, I'll let the maker know. Because I think this is a very useful plugin, but not if the numbers are wrong. Oh yeah, you can also do open when creating or editing a ride. So if we do that, and then we start building a ride. Oh, we actually will need to... we will need to close it. There we go. It opens. I don't know why it's not opening the miniature railway ones. But yeah, there you go. Opening with selecting right preview, change right. Oh, I think that might be. Close when deleting right. Show requirement checklist. Wait, checklist. So if we build this, why is it not opening? I mean, I never use this, so it doesn't really matter. I don't want it. I don't really want it. But those are all the plugins I have. How are your own OpenRST2 builds? What do you use it for? Oh yeah, so I mentioned that earlier in the stream as well. I learned how to make my own OpenRST2 builds. Now, I've made 3 so far. One where, well, for 4, but 3 kind of where I just messed about with a couple of ride stats just to see if it worked. Where I made the mini suspended coaster hella overpowered with 200 excitement on every design. But one where I did a serious thing. I took version 0.3.5, the last one with all the vanilla limits, because that's important. And then I changed the ride pricing system to match what it is in vanilla. Because OpenRST2 changed it. Which, you know, OpenRST2's method is better. Very much. But I don't really like that this has been changed, because it's hell of annoying. Because every video I'm like, this is how it is in OpenRST2. This is how it is in vanilla. So I made my own version of 0.3.5 with the vanilla pricing. Which is important at the moment, because I'm working on a video about the maximum amount of profit you can make in a single month. And I want to use the vanilla prices for that. Also the vanilla limit, because in a lot of those parks you will have the maximum number of guests in the park. So that's why I used 0.3.5. But that's so far what I'm going to use it for. Later I might do whatever. You know, an idea that I've had for a long time actually is Roller Coaster Tycoon, but bad thoughts, negative thoughts, cause guests to explode. Wouldn't that be funny? Basically, if you guys are watch Smallland, a streamer, YouTuber, he does a lot of weird Pokemon challenges. Like Pokemon but I can't take damage, or Pokemon but this, Pokemon but that. Yeah, I could kind of do similar things in that way for OpenRST2. You know, Pokemon but only super effective moves deal damage. He's done that. So right now I'm just using it to create my own kind of like ultimate vanilla build. But I can use it for anything, really. Honestly, it's easier than I thought it would be making your own build. Don't know why I thought it would be difficult, but for some reason I did. And just messing about a bit in the code. If you're not a programmer, if you have no idea how code works, then yeah, I imagine it's overwhelming, but I do. So I know my way around the code base. Not enough to actually contribute to OpenRST2, but enough to change a few little things here and there. and have it do what I want. Did you change back the log flume minimum waiting time? Nope. They're all waiting for a long time. Is the stream going to end for sure at the end of the hour? If not, I'll continue to procrastinate my errands till there. I mean, yeah, I wasn't really thinking about when to end it, but usually I end it around this time. Started a little bit later than usual. Current queue time 15 minutes. It's probably longer than that, but not yet updated. Takes a while to update for this kind of things. If crashed down. I mean, I could change the values for when bobsleigh coasters crash. Maybe I could make every coaster behave like a bobsleigh coaster. And crash if the negative G's get below 0. Or can it get below minus 0.2? I don't know what exactly the limit is. Yeah, you know. That stuff should be easy enough, right? A lot, because that's just taking some existing code that exists for the bobsled, slap it somewhere else, hope it works. And if it doesn't, try something different. That's what budging is, right? I've done a lot of that stuff. Well, not a lot, but enough that I know that usually you can make it work if you want, if you really try. That's for the go-karts. I can totally do that. I mean, the go-kart doesn't register G-forces really, so I'm not sure if that will work. But yeah, basically what I want to use it for is currently to make kind of my ultimate vanilla build. And other fun stuff. I'll just be testing out random stuff, you know. Purple and white's a good color combination. Alright, see ya, Region. Hey, thank you for the sub, EvaBob27. Ooh, we got skulls available. How about we make it a little bit creepier? Okay, that's ugly. Skull on the thing. No problem though. Flower bed to the rescue. Thank you for pronouncing my name right on the first try. Wait, I thought I was getting it wrong. Razion is right. Wait, that middle one's also lower. Well, that's good to hear. I think it's the ZY that throws people off. I guess? Maybe it's... There have been a couple of names that I've been pronouncing right that a lot of people apparently pronounce wrong. That are mostly because I speak Dutch. There was something like who had a J in their name, which most English people would, you know, was something like ANJA, and like Anja would it be. Not the, that wasn't the entire, Taja, I think it was. But it's actually pronounced Taya, which I pronounced right, because I speak Dutch. Apparently I was also one of the few names to pronounce Matsku84 right. Apparently a lot of people pronounce his name wrong. He's Finnish. But apparently that's close enough to Dutch and English that my combination of... Yeah, that's how I always pronounced it. I didn't even know he was Finnish. I wasn't like, I'll pronounce it the Finnish way. I only knew that after he said it and said I said his name right. I mean, I usually say either X or X7, X numbers or extreme. I once in the video I did say X7123256, you know, full name with all the numbers spelled out, just kind of because I thought it sounded funny. Which coaster don't we have yet? We don't have an inverted impulse coaster, but I don't really want to build it. Let's build a mini roller coaster instead. I think usually I call him X7. X is kind of confusing because there's also a YouTuber that I follow, Exuma Void, who's also commonly referred to as X. His name is fascinating too, because you spell his name Xisuma Void. So Xisuma Void. Yeah, like that. Xizuma. Xizuma. That's not how you pronounce it. You pronounce it Exuma. But you spell it Xizuma, or like xylophone, Sizuma. Oh, whoops. We still got the miniature railway here from earlier. And it's not like he's from a country with a different language. He's a Brit. I'm kind of happy that I got a name that's easy to pronounce in English. You know, people will say Marcel Vos, but that's close enough that I count it as correct. I don't care. But there are plenty of Dutch names, of course, that either sound not as nice or just are complicated to pronounce for English people. A very nice example of that is Lisa Hoordijk. First of all, not a single English person that doesn't know Dutch would get Hoordijk correctly. But also, it's not a good name. Like, it's fine in normal life, but as like an artist name, a stage name, it's not a good name. Which she realized when she won the Dutch X Factor in 2009 and changed her artist name to Lisa Lois. Which is a very good name. I think Marcel Vos is not as catchy as Lisa Lois, but it's good enough. You know, it's simple, it sounds nice, it sounds like a, you know, just a guy you'd be watching on YouTube, really. Now this is salmon pink. I don't like it. We might name OpenRCT2 0.4.11 Mr. Smokes Too Much. What's that a reference to? Aren't most of them Monty Python stuff, or all of them? By the way, when is 0.5 coming out? Because we've never been this high in the numbers. I don't know what the highest was, but like usually after 0.5 or 0.6 we go to the next. Like 0.3.5 was the latest. And then we got 0.4. That was of course timed in the new save format, so it was a big one. Okay, they're all Monty Python. I've only seen the Holy Grail and a whole bunch of sketches. But I've not seen Life of Brian. Speaking of names, the other day I was reading about Warhammer mini painting on Reddit, and I came across someone with the username Marvels00, or at least the Marvels, who even said in the comment that they're Dutch. I'm not the only Marcel Vos in the Netherlands. There might be Marco Vos, Mark Vos, Marcella Vos, I don't know. There's a Dutch cyclist, Marianne Vos. That could be Marvels. I also like that my name is, you know, for normal stuff, is easy to spell, and everyone knows how to spell Marcel Vos. Very young kids might spell it with an S instead of a C, but other than that, everyone knows how to spell it. Even in English, even English people don't spell it wrong, which is very nice. And I don't really care that it's a common name. It's not that common. It's not like one of the top 10 names, Marcel, or anything, but it's common enough that it makes my life easy. We got... Ooh, a magic carpet. We only have 1.0 on the roadmap. That's when we're free of original assets. Isn't that a lot of legal stuff, though? Like... I know Aura Specs was in some... You know, speaking to Atari. A lot of stuff. Like, not using RST images anymore and assets. I don't know how legal that all is. It was going on Steam. I thought that was what you're also working on, getting OpenRST2 on Steam. By the way, the goal of this challenge, of this scenario, ends at year 3. We've obviously easily made it. We have a park value of 339,000, which is nearly twice what we need. The cash, we got quite a lot of money by advertising, and then I was like, can't be asked to advertise anymore. And I kind of spent it all. Park value, we reached the top of 380,000, but then a lot of coasters, I guess, hit a second age mark and lost value. Ooh, we had a weekly profit of 3,000 at some point. Did I delete something? 3,000 in a week. I mean, I guess that kind of worked. I guess that was kind of in September when I was just showing off. No, I did spend a lot in September. Hang on, when was that? I was in October. I guess I was... Yeah, I just started showing off plugins and the ads were still running. That's when we got the big profit. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna go to options. Enable early scenario completion. There we go. We've made it. And let's disable it again. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'm incredibly happy that the audio issues were like issues for 30 minutes and no longer. That would have been annoying. I'll see you on Wednesday. And I'm gonna find someone to raid. Let's see. No one... Why watch is... Ah, there we go. We got some people. Doc Buglove. Let's give them a little raid. Ew. You got a fabulous beard. Alright, say hi to Doc Buglove for me. Oh, I had to drink some water 10 minutes ago. Name or raid of your choice. I also missed that. Ah, I'm a terrible streamer. Hang on, where was the name or raid of your choice? Hang on, it should be in between these. Why don't I see it? It should be in between the two subs. And I don't see it being redeemed. Well, then I also can't do the name. But I'll have a little drink. Nice. And I'll send you off to Mr. Dog Buglove. Say hi to him for me. And I'll see you next time. I hope you have a good week. Bye bye.